I did what I had to do and saw it through.
It's the Karaoke Extravaganza at Oliver Community Park. On the Labor Day Sunday and Monday, Mike Carter brought in some of the top karaoke singers in the South Okanagan for an independent fundraiser event for the Canadian Cancer Society. That's Bill Coffin, an 88-year-old crooner from Penticton, singing some Frank Sinatra. Last year, Carter, who is a huge karaoke fan, fought and won a battle with cancer. For him, this event would be his payback.
A year ago, around the 13th of August, I ended up passing a kidney stone, and I never had a medical problem in my whole life, my whole 76 years, and I didn't know what to do, so I went to the emergency.
When the problem got worse again, he returned and was given a CAT scan. But the problem turned out to be more than a kidney stone.
So basically what happened was, he said, don't worry about the CT scan, the kidney stone's going to pass. It's very, 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 very small. He said, but it appears like you got bigger problems than that. I said, what do you mean? Well, he said, it looks like that your lymph nodes are all swollen, and we think that it's lymphoma. So I said, wow, lymphoma, what am I supposed to do now? So he said, the doctor said, well, you know, I set you up an appointment with an oncologist, and we're going to go, just take step by step. 8 days later, he calls me, Dr. Baxter calls me up again, and he said, Mike, he said, we discovered that you do have lymphoma as we suspected, but you also have a second cancer. And I said, wow. I said, what is that? He said, you have colon cancer.
Before they could deal with the lymphoma, they had to deal with the colon cancer first.
I had an operation with Dr. Essler in Penticton. They removed 16% of my bowel, actually. And I didn't have any complications with that either, so I just got on with it. As a matter of fact, I played a sport. 4 days later, I was out playing sports, so like I always do. So it didn't have any effect on me. That aspect of having my bowel removed, a part of my bowel removed. So then on the 28th of December, we started a chemo treatment in Penticton Hospital, and it was like 5 hours of chemo.
At first, the chemo didn't seem to cause too many problems.
Maybe because I was in pretty decent shape, physically, because like I said, I'd never taken an aspirin in my whole life. I've never been ill in any manner, shape, or form, because I've been playing sports since I was 5, and now I'm 76 and still in pretty good shape. So basically, the chemo treatment, after about the third chemo session, I started taking reactions from the chemo. The chemo was like very, very, very hard on my body.
But Carter continued his chemo despite difficulties.
When they canceled, but then they did 3 more sessions, so I was finished. I was only scheduled for 6, and then what happened was they just let me sit for a while. They stopped giving me the chemo, and it took quite a while. It took about 6 or 8 weeks to get out of my system. Then he sent me back for a CT scan again in Vancouver, and it turns out that I'm cancer-free at the end of the day. It turns out that the colon cancer never really affected me, and the lymphoma has completely demolished or diminished. So I have no more cancer. So this thing here that I'm doing is kind of like my payback. I was overly pleased with the service at the Penticton Hospital, the oncology department, and even when I had my colon operation. Those people are giants in my eyes. They work so hard, pleasing and taking care of the ill, that I had to do something, and this is what I'm doing to try to pay back cancer. Unfortunately, it's not working out as well as I suspect or expected, but tomorrow I hope I'm going to have a better day because,
When we visited on Sunday afternoon, there were very few people attending. Carter had obtained a pig to roast, the Asuyas Coyotes were running a bouncy castle, and DJ Sky came down from Penticton.
I've got like probably 5 G's out of my pocket invested in this because I don't have any kind of a support from anybody.
Carter did produce a program for the event, and many local businesses supported him generously.
I sold this book and generously the business card and all the people that supported me, especially this place here. I couldn't have done it without them. Their support and they're helping me and giving, being my guideline, because I never done this before. But you can see some of the barley meal. I go there, karaoke, that man onto DJ, he's from there, so they support it, and all these people, like Burroughs and True Value, and Sundance, all business cards that I sold them door to.
Carter said it was his love of karaoke, going back many years, that made him do this event as payback for his successful cancer treatment.
I'm the original animator of karaoke in Canada. I started back in 1988 in Montreal. I kind of had the first machine in Canada. So I don't do it anymore. I passed on from that. But I'm a karaoke buff. I go to karaoke bars all over BC. No matter where I go, if there's a karaoke machine, I'm on it. And I do it very well. As a matter of fact, I'm well known anywhere I go.
Carter says that if people couldn't make it to the event, but they want to help him out with his fundraiser, they can still contribute.
Thank you. You're a fantastic audience. Thank you very much.
For the Oliver Chronicle, this is Richard Maguire of the Asuyas Times and Aberdeen Publishing.